Artificial intelligence has come a long way, and I was genuinely surprised to learn that its roots in creative content generation date back to the 1960s. Back then, there was a television show called The 20th Century, and it was hosted by Walter Cronkite. And there was an episode in this show titled The Thinking Machine. And it showcased the groundbreaking moment when a computer was tasked with writing its very own Western script. This early AI experiment was a remarkable demonstration of the potential for machines to engage in creativity. This set the stage for some of the advanced technologies we see today, such as MidJourney and ChatGPT and Sora for its video generations. Now, despite artificial intelligence being in its infancy, researchers explored the potential of computers going beyond simple calculations to find out if it could be creative. Computer scientists programmed an AI to create this Western script, which was a genre filled, and still is filled, with a lot of familiar tropes like outlaws, saloons, and heroic gunfights. And this is astonishing as it shows what early computers were capable of in the realm of storytelling and content creation. First, it used a combination of these predefined templates and rules to build the story. The AI relied on a random number generator to add an element of unpredictability, which created unique plot points like characters' actions and dialogue even. For example, a character's behavior might change depending on their inebriation factor, which was calculated as part of the story's logic, such as if a random number generator came up that indicated a character should drink some alcohol, then that alcohol drank would weigh or put different weights on the random number generations of later actions, and then maybe inhibit or provoke certain types of actions. So this weighted randomness in the program allowed for variability while still keeping the story somewhat coherent. Certain plot points were more likely to occur than others, and it just gave the illusion of this logical narrative. We're going to watch a segment of this AI-generated Western, and I'd like you to pay close attention to how the story unfolds. Now you'll see that the script is built on a structured template featuring this classic Western trope of a villain who had just robbed a bank. And then we're going to see a hero that's determined to recover the stolen money. Here's where alcohol being drank is going to impact the inebriation factor that's going to dictate later actions. And all of these actions are being impacted by this random number generator. The random number generator would roll, and they would have the character determine that the character is going to go and drink alcohol or bust through the door in this particular way. Now there's this shootout that's happening. Now I'm imagining that since the villain here had drank some alcohol, the inebriation factor weighted this shootout to indicate that the villain's gonna lose or couldn't shoot the hero in time. This thus is influencing the actions previously are now influencing the subsequent behaviors, and this added that layer of unpredictability to the narrative. All this was made possible through this rule-based creativity programmed into the AI, and it really does demonstrate a remarkable, albeit experimental and early approach to computer-generated storytelling and creative content. Now, the AI was managed to construct this narrative, but it wasn't always without glitches. In fact, it had generated several different scripts, and some of them had glitches in them or create unresolvable loops in the character's actions. For example, in this next segment, we'll see how the villain ends up getting stuck in an endless reload of their gun, while the other character is continuously drinking alcohol and doing other odd behavior. Let's go ahead and watch, and you might get a good laugh from this one. That cracks me up. The hero goes and puts his own gun in the holster of the villain. Now he's stuck drinking alcohol. Now, these errors stem from the AI's inability to resolve these logical loops, and it was a limitation of the technology at the time, but we still see this sort of thing today in like hallucinations and things like that. Although I've noticed in my recent usage with ChatGPT and other AIs that those hallucinations are coming down a bit. They're not as common, but they do still occur. Now, despite its limitations, this project was of creating these AI Western or these Western stories generated with AI. It was quite revolutionary. It really did demonstrate that machines could participate in a creative process. And this, at the time, sparked these discussions about the future of AI in fields like writing, art, and music. Now, when you compare this to modern AI today, it's, quite primitive, of course, but it really is astonishing to see how far we've come, but how far we were so long ago. If somebody had told me that AI was generating content back in the 60s, I wouldn't have been able to comprehend that. It seems like such a recent thing, but no, it really has been many years. I mean, we're talking half a century now that AI has been generating content, and that is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's not so new. It's not as new as we think it is. Now, today, advanced models like ChatGPT and generative art tools like MidJourney, Sora, Runway ML, these things can produce content that is almost indistinguishable from human creation. So really have come quite a long way. And this AI-generated Western from the 1960s, it really wasn't just an experiment. It was, at the time, a glimpse into the future. It showed the potential of machines to complement human creativity, from rule-based randomness to the neural networks that we have today. And this journey has really been nothing short of extraordinary. I'm really excited where it's going to go to next. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time. Have a good night.